Hello students, this is the last section of the chapter 6 political parties, and we have to cover what are the challenges to political parties at present. So most important challenge is the lack of internal democracy. What do you understand by internal democracy? It means the parties are not allowing their members full freedom so that they can choose their own leaders. Concentration of power in one or few leaders at the top. You can see in our India there are political parties where power rests in few hands only. You take the example of Congress party, uh, BJP party. I'm not going to be specific about a particular party, but in most of the cases, you will find that power lies in few hands. What do? They do not keep membership registered, do not hold organizational meetings, and do not conduct internal elections regularly. If they are not keeping any members registered, how do they know that how many members are regular members of their party, and when they are not conducting internal elections regularly, how do they know that they are in favor of a particular leader? Ordinary members of the parties do not get sufficient informations, and they are not able to connect themselves directly to the head of the party. So this is quite clear during these days, because you must have seen many members of different parties, many big leaders even, they have resigned from their parties by because they were not able to uh, get importance. Their ideas were not taken into consideration, they were not listened. As a result of, leaders assume greater power to make decisions in the name of party. If common members are not given importance, then who is taking decision? The main leaders, the topmost leaders, without consulting the members of the party, they are taking the big decisions because they assume greater power. And sometimes other members who are also influential, they are not agreeing with them, they have to lose their membership. Those, it means those who disagree with the leadership find it difficult to remain in the party. They are not able to continue in the party. On the other hand, the people, the members of the party who are loyal to their leaders, they become more important. This is a very big problem in India, in our political system. Second thing is challenge of dynastic succession. You must have seen this is very much there in most of the political parties. In some parties, it is more prevalent. It's really a very interesting and sometimes very criticizing phenomena in political parties in India that father is the leader, then son also becomes leaders and fight election and they become ministers. So those who happen to be the leaders are in a position of unfair advantage to favor people close to them or even their family members. It is not necessary if a political leader is very influential and able that his or her son daughters will also be very capable of doing politics, but they are being forced in politics and fight elections. They also lose many times, but again they are forced in politics because their parents want, mean political leaders want their offsprings to come in politics. So you will find in many parties the top positions are always controlled by members of one family. Uh, in Indian politics, this is very much clear, not new. So this will be unfair to other members of that party, and this is also bad for democracy because these people do not have adequate experience and they are also not supported by people. This is not only in India, but in many of the world's political scenario, you'll find even in some older democracies, this tendency lies. So, what is the other problem with political parties when we are going to conduct elections? There is growing role of money and muscle power. Parties tend to dominate those candidates who have or can raise lots of money. Rich people and companies who give funds to the parties tend to have influence on the policies and decision of the party. In some cases, party supports criminals, uh, criminals who can win election. This is one of the very big problem related to political parties because those candidates who have their criminal records, who have been accused of murder, and in Indian judiciary it takes a lot of time to prove someone guilty. They take advantage of the situation. They are just accused, not considered as the culprits. So political parties say that they are just accused, not culprits. So they support them and take their support because they can terrify people and terrify the other party leaders. So here the role comes of muscle power. You will find that many people who are not directly participating in the politics, but they give lot of money. Many business families give lot of money, and when time comes, they want to take full advantage of what they have given to them. If they have supported the political party with money, when the party comes in power, they expect big returns in many different forms. Next problem is this is the fourth challenge often parties do not seem to offer a meaningful choice. I have seen, and you will also see, that in many cases you are not feeling like voting to anyone because all are accused, or no one is a good or suitable or experienced candidate. When you are not able to give a meaningful choice to whom the voters will elect, this is a very big problem again. So you have seen in our country too the differences among all the major parties on the economic policies have reduced. Those who want really different policies have no option available to them. If you see, people easily, political leaders, they can easily change their loyalties. Last year they were in a particular party, and if they are not able to find some big gains in that political parties, then they shift to another political party. It means they are easily changing their liabilities, their loyalties. And there are some political leaders whose loyalties are changed many times, even 6, 7 times. So how do people can trust these people, these leaders? Now, what should be done to reform these political parties? There are some suggestions. One is that uh, recently there are some efforts and suggestions in our country to reform political parties and its leaders. Number one, Constitution was amended so that MLAs and MPs could not change parties easily because many elected representatives are engaged in defection. What is defection? This is changing party allegiance from the party on which a person got elected. You think a situation, suppose Mr. A is standing with a party X, and after being elected he has decided that he should support another party Y. Who is befooled here now? The voters. Voters who had elected Mr. A for X party now see that Mr. A is now with the party Y. So they are deceived. That is why there should be a control on defection. Next suggestion is Supreme Court has passed an order. Now it is mandatory for every candidate who contests election to file an affidavit giving details of his property and criminal cases pending against him. After many suggestions, this step was taken by Supreme Court that candidates are now it will be compulsory for them to give affidavit about the money and property they are holding, and if there are any criminal cases pending against them. Next is Election Commission. This step was taken by Election Commission. It passed an order. And what was that order? That order was there that all the political parties will have to file their income tax returns. What is the income and what is the source of that income? Sometimes it becomes only formalities and parties are not showing their real income. Then these were the steps taken by court, election commission, and earlier in legislature the anti-defection law was also passed. But now there are further many suggestions to reform political parties. Number one, it should be compulsory for political party to maintain a register of its members, who the members are, and whether they are regular or not, and whether the elections are really held. Next suggestion is, it is mandatory for political parties to give a minimum number of tickets, about one third, to women candidate. As you know, our political system, our legislature is three-tiered now. One is at the central level, union government, second is state government, and third at the level of municipality in urban areas and panchayats in rural areas. So as far as third tier is concerned, in panchayats and in urban municipalities, there is one third tickets for women candidate. But still, it has not been the decision for state level legislature and in parliament at the level of center. The next suggestion is, there should be state funding of elections. If state decides that a particular amount should be given for the election to the different parties because they have to spend a lot of money on petrol, paper, telephone. So if state gives that fund to the political parties, then they will require less fund from other sources which they tries to hide. Now these suggestions are still not accepted by political parties, and some improvements are also required, but there must be some more such suggestions, so that political system, the election system in our country could be improved. Now there are two other ways in which political parties can be reformed. Number one, people can put pressure on political parties. They can send petitions and agitations can be conducted so that they pressurize their political party to take proper decision regarding the political selection of their candidate. Ordinary citizen and pressure groups, as you know, pressure groups, there are different groups which do not directly participate in politics. They do not conduct elections, they do not stand in elections, but these groups, there may be some religious groups, caste groups, professional groups like teachers group, advocates groups, business groups, and there can also be the movement, and media can also play an important role in this. It's very ironical. The role of media today is very different. It appears they are just loyal to some political parties. I don't find any media who is very unbiasedly reporting the different matters. It appears somewhere they are taking favor of some political party. Next suggestion is political parties can improve if those who want this join political parties. It means the people who want to make changes in political scenario, in political parties election, they themselves should come in politics. These days political parties are full of unwanted elements because good people avoid going to political parties. They are not joining political parties. But the reality is the quality of democracy depends on the degree of public participation. More and more people should participate in democracy. They should cast their vote without any biasness. They should think freely, and then, if they feel they are right people, they should also join politics. Unless good people join the politics, it is impossible to reform politics. Thank you.